Nintendo have done the same thing with Tears of the Kingdom that they did with Breath of the Wild, and by that I mean completely blow my expectations out of the water. With Breath of the Wild, that sense of exploration and being able to go anywhere and approach things the way you wanted shot that game to the top of my gaming leaderboard. I couldn't see how they would beat that, and even seeing trailers for Tears of the Kingdom, I wasn't convinced that they would one-up Breath of the Wild, but they most definitely did. Everything that made Breath of the Wild special is here but multiplied. The sense of wonder, even though it's sort of the same world, we'll get into that later, is still here. Being able to create almost whatever you want adds a completely new and unique layer to the game, and it is genius. How the game is able to do the things it does is mind-blowing. I also won't be going into any spoilers or story elements, but just giving an overview of my time with the game so far. Speaking of time, I've been playing this game now for just over 70 hours, I believe. That's what the system's telling me. When I started, I hadn't even touched the mainline quests and ended up spending around 5 hours just doing random things, finding shrines and saving Koroks. Every time I was on my way somewhere, I'd find myself being drawn in a different direction. This world is massive, and I mean almost intimidatingly massive. You get used to it and learn how to navigate it all, but wow. And although this is the same Hyrule from Breath of the Wild, time has passed and places have changed or things have been added, and it feels more like a living world with people trying to make a new life for themselves. There are also many caves and wells to explore. This Hyrule feels very different. There are certain places I remember, but I would say 95% of this game just feels completely new to me. The beauty of it is that you can play it almost organically. Nothing is set that you have to do things in a certain order, much like with Breath of the Wild. I ended up heading towards a temple without even realizing that that was what I was doing. And there are tons of side quests you can do, and many of these you'll just come across as you explore this world. It doesn't feel like you need to go here, get this quest, and then go do that quest. You might just be off trying to find a shrine and run into a random NPC who decides to give you something to do, or tell you about some secret treasure that you can go and investigate. The game looks gorgeous, draw distances are improved over the first game, the music is beautiful, and it all runs really well on this little system. All with very little loading screens, which is surprising considering the size of the game's map. The story is much more focused in this game too, in its depth and full of emotion because of the characters you'll meet along the way. Shrines have been improved upon, and the new mechanics will make you feel like a genius and an idiot all at the same time. There are multiple ways to approach most of these, and when you have that eureka moment or just fail your way through it, it will leave a big smile on your face. The powers you are given again feel quite intimidating at first, but you get the hang of them really quickly, and the game guides you without feeling like it's holding your hand on how to use each of the powers effectively. There have been loads of times that I've been left scratching my head with how to reach a ledge above, only to remember I can use the Ascend ability. Each of the powers is used to great effect and make you completely forget about the powers you had in Breath of the Wild. Using Ultra Hand to build a really long bridge or a flying vehicle is so cool, and it doesn't feel like you're forced to build everything. The game just allows you to experiment at your own pace. Weapon degradation is still in the game, so cry about it, but really you find so many weapons in this game, and I'm constantly upgrading my gear slot so I can hold more that I find on my way. Using the fuse ability makes them stronger with attack power and durability, plus you'll be able to find some that always reappear in the same location, so the idea of running out of weapons is a moot point. The enemies are much more varied, and some of them, let me tell you, are terrifying. They are also very challenging, and if you go rushing in head first, you'll probably find yourself looking at the game over screen. I found myself running from a lot of fights and just running from others because I don't want to look at them or hear the music that accompanies them. Whoever designed some of these enemies just want to give you nightmares. Now, I could go on and on about how great the game is, and I haven't even completed the game yet. I still have so much more to do, even though I've put so much time into it. There's still so much I want to talk about, and I haven't spoken about other areas of the world purposely, as I don't want to spoil it for those who haven't played yet or haven't reached that part of the game. This is a game you want to explore and find things out for yourself. It's amazing, and I can easily say this is the best game I've ever played. I know many gamers out there are saying this is a contender for Game of the Year, but honestly, for me, this is Game of the Decade. And I'm going to say again, I can't see how Nintendo can beat this one. You'll no doubt see many games going forward borrowing ideas from Tears of the Kingdom. Right, well, now I'm off to play some more, so catch you next time, and as always, thanks for watching.